Good morning. Welcome to Unity Longmont Spiritual Center on Palm Sunday, March 28th, 2021. And we are blessed to have Jenny Hooks as our speaker and to guide us in meditation, and Faith Halverson-Ramos to provide beautiful music for us. And so we will start with a piece of music, please.
All right. This is Living in the Heart of God by Jan Garrett and J.D. Martin. Nothing is ever lost, and we are not forgotten. We are living in the heart of God. Nothing is ever lost, and we are not forgotten. We are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. Morning sun coming through the trees, the green leaves shimmer in the summer breeze, the songbirds singing to the honeybees, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. After the dazzle of the day is done, the moon makes love to the setting sun. The stars come twinkling one by one, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We sleep in dreams both deep and bright, sailing through the velvet night, refreshing the soul to the spirit's delight, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living in the heart of God. We are living in the heart of God.
Thank you, Faith, so much for that reminder. And it's at this time that we go into prayer by taking a breath together. Beloved presence, we join together on Palm Sunday. It's been a hard week for so many. We've had tragedy locally. We've had a worldwide pandemic. There's been divisiveness and war in our world. And all of those things can become overwhelming. And so we stop today to celebrate Palm Sunday as a reminder that in addition to difficulty, we also have grace. We are also always beloved by you. It was today, so many years ago, that Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, and he and his messages were celebrated by his peers and others. It was a way of honoring him and all the new information he brought to the world of our deep, abiding, and intimate connection with you at all times. And so today we take a breath and we remember what we are grateful for. We're grateful for each other. We're grateful that we are both divine and human. And when we are puzzled about what we can do in this world, we are reminded that we can breathe in love and breathe out peace. We can breathe in love and breathe out peace. And so it is. And so we will have another piece of music by Faith.
This is Closer to the Light with words by Jim Beloff and music by Herb Ota. Oh, from day to day, it's so hard for me to say if the road that I'm on now will lead me right. Ah, but year to year, it becomes a bit more clear. Seems like I am getting closer to the light. And when my burden's great, so that I bend under the weight, and it seems like I'm surrounded by the night. Oh, well, I don't mind traveling along this darkened road if I'm traveling closer to the light. Every day I start with this compass in my heart, and it helps to keep the road within my sight. And as I go forth looking for magnetic north, seems like I am getting closer to the light. And when my burden's great, so that I bend under the weight, and it seems like I'm surrounded by the night. Oh, well, I don't mind traveling along this darkened road if I'm traveling closer to the light. And when my burden's great, so that I bend under the weight, and it seems like I'm surrounded by the night. Oh, well, I don't mind traveling along this darkened road if I'm traveling closer to the light.
How perfect. Thank you so much, Faith. Welcome, Jenny. We are so appreciative of you and your wisdom.
Good morning and greetings from Columbus, Ohio. How are you all? What a heavy week we've had. Last night I went to bed and the wind was blowing so hard and there was thunder and lightning. It was the loudest thunder I've ever heard. And that was around 2:30 or 3 in the morning. And when I was a kid, I used to think, oh, they would tell us in Catholic schools different things about thunder. Sometimes we hear that God was mad at us, and sometimes it was God bowling and all kinds of things. And I thought last night, I'm pretty sure it's God saying, wake up. But anyway, that was my little antidote and explanation of why I'm a little tired because I had trouble going back to sleep. So I'm going to share the screen with you and I'm going to talk to you about the Ashwatta tree. That is the sacred fig tree or Ashwatta tree. It's the symbol of the Bhagavad Gita, and it serves an important religious function in both Buddhism and Hinduism. And it represents the internal and the embodied self. So you can see that it's hard to tell the roots of this tree from the trunk and its branches. I love this picture of this part of the tree. And you can see here it was carved to make the entrance of a Buddhist temple. And here another Buddhist piece of art carved into the tree, again representing how important this tree is in Buddhism and Hinduism. You can see the leaves here. Interestingly enough, they are, let me get you a picture of the leaves. They have heart-shaped leaves. And the fruit of the Ashwatta tree is a fig, and its fruit is purple. And we see the Ashwatta tree inverted, meaning if we could see the roots underneath the ground, it's actually very full and bigger than what we see above. And so I'm going to read to you from the Bhagavad Gita, but I thought it would help you to see a picture of the Ashwatta tree before I read this. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Urdhava Mulam Adaha Shakam Ashvatam Prahur Avyayam Chandam Si Yasya Parnani Yashtam Veda Sa Vedata. The Lord says, with its original source above in the eternal, its branches stretching below, the Ashwatta is said to be eternal and imperishable. The leaves of it are the hymns of the Vedas. He who knows it is the Veda knower. I'm going to go on and read a bit of the commentary from Swami Vishwananda. In this verse, Bhagavan Krishna describes the tree of life, saying that the roots of the tree, of this Ashwatta tree, are up in the divine Narayanaya, the supreme being. The Ashwatta tree is the people tree. It's like a banyan tree, the same family actually, but upside down. The tree represents life. The stem is Brahma. The leaves are the Vedas. The Vedas here also represent true knowledge, how one can rise to God consciousness. Bhagavan used the analogy of a tree because a tree is not permanent. The tree grows and with time it dies like everything else that appears on earth. He uses the analogy which appears as a normal tree, appearing and disappearing by Maya, by Prakriti. It goes through changes. When one awakens through the knowing of the Vedas, meaning one with true knowledge of the self, one who is surrendered on the spiritual path, creates a dispassion towards the outside because one knows this world is not real. One doesn't entertain the outside. From this, one creates a barrier, a detachment towards the outer world, and surrenders to the divine within oneself. Bhagavan says that the one who knows the Vedas knows the stems, the bark, and the trunk of the tree represent Brahma, the creator, and the Vedas flow from Brahma, representing creation. The one who is in connection with true knowledge, living a life dedicated to the Lord, a life of surrender, a life which one longs for the Lord, and being full of love, attains the supreme state, the imperishable state, the eternal state. All souls have this connection to the Supreme. There is no soul that is not connected to the Supreme Being. No human soul is by itself. There is not a single movement that the Lord is not present. Whether a person is good or bad, he is ever present. What a nice reminder during such a heavy and hard work week that there is no single moment where the Lord is not present. Whether a person is good or bad, he is ever present. I thought those were the most beautiful words to hear this week. I can't think of anything that might have been more comforting, actually. So I'm still in Columbus, and I had thought that I was going to be here for a few weeks at the most. And I arrived at the end of January, and here we are approaching April. And I'm in Columbus, Ohio, doing what I see as my duty, my service to the world right now. And yet, thinking of the tree of life, the Ashwatta tree, I also see my attachment to the world, my attachment to Colorado, to my house, to the life I've been leading prior to coming to Columbus, and realizing just how attached I am and the feelings of, I don't know if it's homesickness, maybe. I'm not sure what the right word is. And I realized that when I came here, I had an expectation. In Hinduism, we say that expectations are the root of all karma. And so I realized that my expectation was that it would be for a shorter time frame. And I also realized that I had told myself, I'm putting my life on hold. Well, what a silly thing to say, because is it really possible to put your life on hold? I mean, isn't it all even remotely possible? And so my life is different. But I had to have a change in attitude, that I couldn't just not do my meditation practice or eat right or do the things that are important to my well-being because my life was on hold. So while you're on hold, you can have all the chocolate and junk food you want. I mean, it was just this silly little game I was playing, I guess, until I woke up and said, well, this isn't working so well. I also felt, I don't know, after the news of the shooting came, just this really heavy sadness and darkness. And I think part of it was when something big and traumatic happens in the world, it gives us permission to have our feelings. But I knew that some of my feelings were not at all about what was going on in Colorado. They were certainly affected by that. But I had my own feelings that kind of stored up because I'd put my life on hold. So I guess my feelings go on hold when I do that as well. And I talked to a friend last week, and she said something. She was answering a question, and she said, when we are in a dark place and in a difficult time, we can go into our weakness if we want, or we can see it as an opportunity to be strengthened, that we're in this challenging situation, and to set the goal and the motivation to see myself getting stronger through this experience and through this time. And what a shift in attitude that came with that I can feel weak or I can feel helpless. And what it all brought me back to was acceptance, just accepting what is, what I can control, what I think I can control, what I know I can't control, and to just be present in the moment to that and say, here I am. It made me think of the song, which was funny because I don't know, the song kept coming to me. If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. And I do love the one I'm with, but I also love other people. And so it was just, I don't know, it was just the song that went around and around in my mind. And then I read about this Ashwatta tree and how the roots are what's attached to the earth and the material world. And it's our desires and our wishes, whereas in our connection. And then there's these branches that are growing up towards the divine, and that we can cut our roots, break free from our desires and wishes when we get to that place of acceptance and knowing that all is well. And then after I thought about that, and in my meditation, I also thought every single thing that happens in my life is the divine giving me an opportunity to move closer to my true self and to go deeper and deeper into my heart. And I have that choice. So I can choose to be tired, angry, frustrated. I can choose to acknowledge that I'm tired and do better with self-care, take more walks, eat better, meditate more. But again, it just brought me back to the whole unity belief system about how our thoughts create things, and what a different experience of my attitude shifting from I'm tired, I can't do this anymore, I don't want to do this anymore, to I am growing stronger through this experience. And I can just be present and just take a breath in this moment. And I can know that this, and in my heart, I do know for sure This is where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm not supposed to be in Colorado. I'm not supposed to be anywhere else but where I am in this moment. And to just sit with that and to take that in and be present to the moment instead of resisting it or fighting it or looking for ways out of it, to just be here. This is where I belong. And so this week I'll be meditating upon that tree and all those roots and all those branches. And you can't tell the difference of where the root begins and where the tree and the stump and the branches start. And I'm just going to sit in that tree and go deeper into my true self and see myself growing stronger every day. I knew this wasn't going to be easy when I took it on. And I didn't take it on lightly. And before I left Colorado, I was sitting in meditation. And I don't know how to say I got this message or how it came to me, but these were the words that my heart took in. You must go through this. And from those words, I knew that this is my true Dharma for today, and that it's not for me to go back to my old life or to start living a different life, because this is my life in this moment, in the here and now. And with everything that's happened in Colorado, this is where we are. We can't run from that experience in our community. It is our present. And I love that our community takes action through prayer, through taking flowers, through all the ways that we're present to our community. And we sit with the pain, the sadness, the confusion, and we open our hearts to everyone involved, and don't bury our head in the sand. And so it is. So here we are. So I think Faith is going to do a song, and then we will go into a meditation focusing on the Ashwatta tree.
Let's do it that way, Faith.
All right. The song is Peace Today by Faith Rivera. Peace is the promise I make today. There's nothing greater for me to say than to lay down my fears, lay down unhappiness, and surrender to the peace I choose today. Peace is the gift that I give today. No easy shortcut, peace is the way. I will lay down my pride, lay down self-righteousness, and surrender to the peace I choose today. My all I give, my love for all, my all I give, my love for all. Peace is the reason we're here today. No accident, we've been called by name, called to lay down our lives, stand up for greater good, and surrender to the peace we choose today. And surrender to the peace we choose today.
Thank you. So let's all take a deep breath together. Let's do that again. A deep breath in. And put your focus on your third eye between your eyebrows. And with your mind's eye, see the Ashwatta tree. See its deep roots, its trunk, its branches, its leaves, and its fruits. Notice the heart shape of the leaf, the ripe purple fruit. See its strength. It is unknowable how large an Ashwatta tree will grow. If you've ever eaten a fig, you know that the seeds are very, very tiny. And know that that small seed has the ability to create the Ashwatta leaf, the Ashwatta tree, and all its fruits. Know that, like the Ashwatta tree, you were formed from a tiny egg and a tiny sperm, and you too are strong and mighty. And like the Ashwatta tree, you There is not a single moment that the Lord is not present. And that you have strong roots and strong branches. And you sway in heavy winds, but you don't break. You are strong, growing ever closer to the divine. Go and climb the Ashwatta tree. Examine its roots going into the ground, knowing that they absorb moisture and minerals and are always growing stronger, taking in the nutrients that it needs. Notice the bark. Climb onto one of its strong branches. Feel the energy of the Ashwatta tree, the sacred tree of life. Allow the sun to shine through the leaves and warm you. And know that you are as strong as the biggest Ashwatta tree. And take a minute and just enjoy being in the tree, feeling your connection to the divine, remembering that this tree came from the tiny seed of a fig and grew just as you were growing in wisdom and compassion. Know that the light within you is brighter than the light of the sun. Knowing that you can return to this place at any time. Climb down the tree. And bring your presence back to the room. To this moment. knowing how brightly your heart is shining. And so it is.
And at this time, we go into our donation of love and light by focusing on that bright heart, placing our hands across our heart, taking a breath together, becoming increasingly aware of the love and light within us, allowing it to expand and to be shared. And as it expands, so do we. Knowing that this light and this love are infinite, as are we. And we end with a breath of gratitude. And so it is. And Faith will provide a piece of music.
This song is Called to Be, also by Faith Rivera. I am called to be a healer for all humanity. I am called to be a dreamer, believe in what can be. I am called to be a maker, be an instrument of peace. I am called to be a giver, of abundance I receive. I am called to be a prayer, living out the truth I seek. I am called to be everything. I am called to be. You are called to be a mother, to nurture family. You are called to be a brother, be strength in times of need. You are called to be a neighbor, see a friend in all you meet. You are called to be a leader, to build community. You are called to be a prayer, living out the truth you seek. You are called to be everything. You are called to be. We are called to be the kindness, set the broken-hearted free. We are called to be forgiveness, where pain has run too deep. We are called to be compassion, be the wind beneath each wing. We are called to make communion, only then can we succeed. We are called to be a prayer, living are called to be everything. We are called to be everything. We are called to be